This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, fundraising goes swimmingly for a local school, so much so that work can now begin on a much-needed pool upgrade. A historical event takes on a dramatic spin as its anniversary is commemorated. And we'll find out what opportunities could open up for participants of a weekend music contest. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. A local primary school will be refurbishing its swimming pool after hitting a fundraising goal. The pool at Carisbrook School has been out of action for over a year, with a damaged base causing severe leakage. But thanks to 2 recently received grants, school pupils will be swimming again as soon as September.
Getting one last look. Carisbrook School's pool is getting a revamp thanks to tens of thousands of dollars worth of grant money coming through.
We were very successful on both applications, Otago Community Trust and the Bendigo Foundation. And look, it's fantastic news because it means that we can reline our swimming pool so that not just our students, but students from other South Dunedin schools can start receiving their swim coaching sessions again.
More than $50,000 is set to go towards installing new lining to fix a major crack that caused severe leakage. Staff say the building facility is outdated and in much need of a spruce up. While they would like to upgrade the pool entirely, they're glad to finally be able to open after being closed for so long.
At this stage, look, the main priority for us, we'd love to refurbish the whole pool and the pool complex, but the priority was just to get the children back in the pool initially. So the $53,000 we've received is enough to pay for the relining of the pool.
Students have gone more than a year without swimming lessons since the pool's closure in April last year. It's not just Carisbrook school pupils that have been impacted, with nearby Bathgate Park School and St Bernadette School also frequent users of the facility. Staff are rapt to be moving ahead with work and open it up to the community once again.
We've got 3 other schools in the South Dunedin area that utilise our pool for swim coaching sessions, but we've also got it utilised in the weekends, Flippable, which is a junior water polo program. So we have teams from other schools in Dunedin come and hire the pool in the weekends too. Work
is set to begin in coming weeks to get the pool up and running by September. Following that, staff would like to begin work on beautifying the facility too. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Police are continuing their investigation into the armed robbery of a Forbury service station just before 2 o'clock this morning. The service station remained closed today while police examined the scene. It's alleged 3 male offenders, armed with a firearm and sword, entered Mobile on Hillside Road wearing black clothing with their faces covered. Both cash and tobacco were stolen, but no one was injured during the robbery. The offenders are described as being in their 20s, with one of a short, solid build and the other 2 tall and of a medium build. Police ask anyone with information to contact them. A group of high school students are putting a dramatic spin on an important historical event. Today marks 176 years since the Treaty of Waitangi was signed in Otago during its tour around the country. And to commemorate the date, Kavanagh School College students have put pen to paper to write a play all about the event.
He tangata, it's people. History is being brought to life by a group of Year 10 Kavanagh College drama pupils. They are marking 176 years to the day that a copy of the Treaty of Waitangi was signed in Otago. Kavanagh College head of drama Chris Manley says her pupils have learnt more than they expected in the process of putting this together.
So we've gone ahead and we've planned a performance this afternoon to commemorate the reenactment of the treaty. And when my Year 10 students started doing this, we decided that it would be rather nice to do a wee bit of time travelling.
Manley says the teenagers researched what happened on the day and who was involved before getting to work reenacting the occasion.
So initially we go back to our own region, but then when they want to understand what actually happened at Paihia, at actual Waitangi, they also go back to that moment as well. So we represent the actual signing of the treaty and then the treaty here in Dunedin.
She says this sort of practical hands-on education is far better than reading chapters from old history books.
We couldn't have learned as much sitting in a classroom just reading it out of a book. They've actually discovered the information and then they've put it into an amazing presentation.
Toitu Otago Settlers Museum Director Jennifer Evans watched the performance and says visitors and staff alike enjoy hosting live theatre at the venue.
It's great to have the space brought alive. You know, we've made sure there's spaces within the museum for performances. We've had a lot of dance, drama, plays, musical performances, and today's play is just another one of those. But it's fantastic to see the space being used and on-site drama specific to the area and bringing the history to life.
The school's production at Toitu is part of the museum's ongoing Matariki program this month. Daryl Baser, 39, Dunedin News.
Dunedin police attended a number of car thefts across the city at the weekend. A red Alfa Romeo was taken from Highcliffe Road and a Holden Monaro was stolen from Aberdeen Road. Senior Sergeant Shona Lowe believes the two thefts are linked, with officers finding property from one of the vehicles and the other. Two men are due to appear in court in relation to the thefts. More than 100 young performers have taken part in Dunedin's annual chamber music competition held at the weekend. The event is aimed at spurring young musicians, regardless of experience, to compose and perform chamber music. And it's also a stepping stone to several other competitions nationwide.
Blowing up a storm. Competitors in the New Zealand Community Trust Chamber Music Contest blew, bowed and digitally flourished their hearts out in order to win entry to the national competition. Otago District Contest organiser Natasha Manovitz says although the classical music field stretches back many hundred years, many groups have chosen contemporary composers.
Music from the past few hundred years, Baroque music, romantic, classical music and contemporary music. There's a lot of music written by New Zealand composers and some composers who are also from Dunedin.
35 groups made up of more than 110 students put their best classical chops to the test against their peers, under the watchful gaze of adjudicator Douglas Beelman.
So it's been around for a really long time. So I think that there's been interest from the start and that interest has been sustained all the way through to today.
Manovitz says there are many talented young musicians coming up through the ranks locally. She says it's good to see the arts being taken seriously by those at a young age.
I think it says a lot about Otago's musical talent and how dedicated and hardworking high school students are. So you see it in all types of subjects and in sports and in the arts. And I think this is a good example of seeing how young students in high schools are getting together within the arts and spending their time doing something creative and expressive.
The local winners will now go on to the regional finals in Christchurch later this month, before the national finals in August. All while an immobile Ludwig van Beethoven listens intently. Daryl Baser, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, a mass shooting in a gay club in the US prompts a public outpouring locally, and netball gets a push from some of the sport's best.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Junk-free June is about making a change that makes you healthier and happier. Kick the junk or that bad habit during June and you'll be helping yourself and supporting the Cancer Society. Get others to support you and get rewarded with discounts on some great products and services too. Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started. You'll be doing good for you and for local people affected by cancer.
Come one, come all to the Lana Castle Winter Ball. Traditional dancing, dining and fun to be had. Dress up in your Victorian costume and experience the glamour of yesteryear and witness the address of the haggis. Friday 22nd of July, get in fast as tickets are limited. Call 4761616 or go online to www.lanarkcastle.co.nz.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up chocolate.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Are you within your legal rights to take one life in order to save another? Welcome to the ambiguities of law. Because whilst the law may be clear, there is still room for both yes and no.
What? No!
The decision will depend on logical thinking and the art of argument. And this is what we learn at New Zealand's first and world-renowned law faculty.
You can stop now!
I'm Latafale, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up the couch.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. A buoyant housing market is helping to keep retailers busy around the country. New data shows the value of spending through Paymark was 4.7% higher in May compared to the same time last year. The data also shows a correlation between home loan growth and spending at housing-related retailers such as building supply shops and furniture stores. Home loans grew by 10% and housing-related spending by almost 15%. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day down 48 points. It's now at 6,924. The Nikkei is down 506 points. And to the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is up very slightly against the pound, but we are down against the other currencies we follow. A mass shooting in a gay nightclub in the United States is prompting messages of support from people around the world. Already there are vigils planned around New Zealand, and OUSA Queer Support Officer Hannah Briggs joins us to talk about the local response. Good evening.
Hi.
What are your thoughts on this recent tragedy?
Oh, shock really. When I woke up this morning, I read the news and just felt really shocked and saddened by the news.
Have you been hearing from concerned people here?
Absolutely, yes. I've been communicating with a number of my students all day really, and again, the same reaction. They're really sad and angry by the news. So we're, offering our support obviously to those students.
How concerning is it for the LGBT community that this occurred in a gay club?
Oh, very concerning. I think, a lot of LGBTI people already have that kind of fear that they carry around with them, fear of discrimination if they out themselves to anybody. So to hear of such a violent act is really terrifying, I think.
Now there's plans for a vigil in Wellington this evening, I believe. Are there any plans for one here in Dunedin?
Yeah, so I've been talking with a number of students and with OUSA staff, and we're hoping to run a vigil on Wednesday evening. So we're just in the process of confirming details, and if people are interested, just keep an eye on the OUSA Facebook page and we'll keep that updated.
Why do you think it's important to show solidarity with others halfway around the world?
Yeah, well, I think it's a process. It allows students to grieve. I think we really feel for people who experience violence across the other side of the world because we understand the impact of violence and discrimination, and we want to show our support and show that we can stand strong and continue to fight against discrimination and for our rights.
Do you think that this feels different to other mass shootings, more targeted perhaps?
It does seem very targeted. Obviously I don't know the details, but yeah, just for someone to pick out a gay nightclub in particular, it feels very targeted, yeah.
Do you think any good, if you can even say that, can come from this tragedy?
Well, hopefully we'll be able to continue and highlight and create visibility of the ongoing struggles globally for the rights of LGBTI people. People all over the world experienced violence every day, so I hope that those conversations can really start being had in the mainstream media.
Do we see any particular violence towards the LGBT community here in Dunedin?
It's a good question, actually. I don't know that for sure, but certainly our surveys showed that people who are LGBTI are increased risk of abuse and violence, and quite often that's in the form of verbal abuse. But yeah, so it does happen. Yeah.
Where can people locally go to get support?
Yeah, so people can come and see me or any student advocate at OUSA Student Support Centre. Mainly we support students, but there are a number of phone lines like Outline, Youthline, Lifeline that people can access for support as well.
OUSA Queer Support Officer Hannah Briggs, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, members of the Southern Steel encourage aspiring netballers to get involved, and chess players gather for a rapid game.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up the couch.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Come one, come all to the Lana Castle Winter Ball. Traditional dancing, dining and fun to be had. Dress up in your Victorian costume and experience the glamour of yesteryear and witness the address of the haggis. Friday 22nd of July, get in fast as tickets are limited. Call 4761616 or go online to www.lanarkcastle.co.nz.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up chocolate.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Yeah, we're heading down George Street, down B, tip of the hat to the people we meet in southern skies. Take your place, take your place, take your place, take your place, take your place in the world.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Welcome back. Hundreds of aspiring netballers have been put through their paces by some well-known national players. It's part of a New Zealand-wide workshop tour aimed at getting more young people to take up the sport. And with members of the Southern Steel on hand, there was plenty of inspiration for the youngsters.
Aiming for sporting success. These children are learning the fundamental skills of netball through a Future Ferns Festival Day.
The kids are here and they'll do 4 stations each, and as well as a game station. They'll also get to meet field players, so it's not just about them getting to learn about the game, but it's also about them meeting their heroes and a celebration of netball.
200 local children took part in the workshop at More FM Arena over the weekend. The program included mastering the basics of the game, like jumping, passing, catching and pivoting, with the help of Southern Steel players. The organisers believe it's important to teach the correct techniques at a young age so they can carry those skills through life.
Netball is the #1 female sport in New Zealand, and so we want to instill some really lifelong love of the game right from the beginning, right from when they're about 5, and so it's very important that we cater for all levels of the game with various options.
Netball South staff say the sport has a high uptake in Otago and Southland, especially in the junior section. As it is one of the most popular sports in the country, clubs want to create opportunities for young people to get involved socially and competitively. The main goal for organisers is to get children involved in sport and make sure they have fun at all levels.
Enjoyment probably is the biggest thing, just making sure they have a great day of netball, really enjoying themselves, having some fun, and hopefully taking away some skills and some knowledge.
Dunedin is just one stop for the nationwide workshop, with organisers heading north to continue the tour. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
The recent chilly weather provided the perfect excuse for staying indoors for an informal rapid chess tournament. The winter tournament, held by the Otago Chess Club, was a chance for both novice and expert players to come together and compete. But the fast nature of the game meant it wasn't a completely relaxed affair.
Making the right moves. Both amateur and expert chess players are giving it their all for a rapid chess tournament hosted by the Otago Chess Club. Organisers say it's a way to give everyone an opportunity to play chess in a relaxed but quick way.
It's just the time limit that you have to play the game. So this is rapid, so that all the games have to finish within an hour of starting, which means we can ensure we get 5 games in between the start of the tournament and the end. And so everyone gets a minimum number of games.
A standard chess game can often take up to 4 or 5 hours, meaning it's difficult to play more than 1 game per day. The rapid tournament gives all those involved the chance to get a few more games under their belt, regardless of skill level.
It's played on a Swiss system, which is common in chess. All the players play about 5 games throughout the day, and they're paired according to how their results go earlier on. They get to play, if they do well, they play stronger opponents. If they do not so well, they play weaker opponents. So you get to play kind of players about your strength by the end.
More than 20 people are taking part in the winter competition, a number Johnson says is very good. It's a fairly casual tournament, but he says its popularity remains consistent locally.
It's always got a general ground level of popularity. Chess has been popular for hundreds of years. There's a lot of other alternatives available these days, but generally there's always a few people who just want a good game of chess opposite a real human person in a room somewhere. So we cater for those that need.
Johnson says he's happy with the range of people taking part, from those with very little experience through to strong club players. While this tournament is a casual affair, the chess calendar ahead is a busy one, with the inter-school tournament and under-20 championships later this year. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Carisbrook School is going ahead with a much-needed swimming pool upgrade after fundraising more than $50,000. The Otago signing of the Treaty of Waitangi more than 170 years ago is being remembered through a high school play. And more than 100 young musicians have given it their all on the stage, hoping to win the Regional Chamber Music Competition. Well, it's time now to find out what's going to be in Tuesday's Otago Daily Times, and we're joined by editor Barry Stewart. Good evening.
Hello, Rebecca. Business owners in South Dunedin have raised concerns after the armed hold-up of a petrol station this morning. We talked to business owners in the area, and moves are afoot to get the Centre City bus hub underway. That's quite hard to say, actually. But
Central City Bus Hub. No, I didn't have
no,
any
it's
trouble
not.
with that.
Oh,
No.
well, that's just me.
I have had trouble with other words today,
Thanks
though.
for that.
You win.
Refugee quota has been increased. What does that mean for Dunedin? We discussed that story. Cyberbullying, we ran the first part of that series this morning, so the second part tomorrow. So look out for that. Lydia Coe, we were watching her intently this afternoon to see whether she would win her third major in a row, but unfortunately she was beaten in a playoff.
Oh, that's no good. But details on tomorrow's ODT.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you,
Rebecca.
Barry. And it's time now for local weather.
This 39 Dunedin News weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Emu Oil.
And here is our city view. It's taken of the harbour at South Dunedin. Beautiful. And it was quite mild. It would have been quite pleasant sitting just there. 17 degrees today recorded in the central city at 3 o'clock, 18 at the Gardens, but the place to be was the Taieri on 20. To the situation, and a west to southwest flow will blow over New Zealand throughout this week, although you could watch out for a cold front. It's due in on Wednesday. To the forecast for the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow. Strong to gale force westerlies with showers for Invercargill, Gore and Te Anau. Strong westerlies and just a bit of cloud about for Alexandra with a high of 13. Strong westerlies with some cloud for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel, all on 13 degrees. And Dunedin tonight remaining fine with a low of 5. Sunny periods tomorrow with strong to near gale force westerlies. There will also be a period of showers sometime after dark. We're going for 13. And on Wednesday becoming fine with gusty cold southwesters and a high of 11. And to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information. High tide tomorrow morning is at 25 to 12. Low tide follows at around 6:05. And fishing conditions aren't looking too flash tomorrow, but if you were keen, you'd be best to have your line in the water at about 7:45 in the morning. And that is all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.